Today I'm making a vanilla cake made from sourdough, starter, and fresh milled flour. Welcome to White Shadow Fare. Make it homemade and make it with love. So you're going to start with 6 room temperature eggs and you're going to divide those out. Go ahead and just put the yolks off to the side because you're only going to need the whites for this recipe. I found this recipe at Modern Day Cottage and it is definitely a winner. Now this is the cake. I can tell you that I've tried many recipes and this is the keeper for me anyway. It's moist, it's delicious, it would make a fantastic birthday cake. So I really hope you're going to give this one a try. So start off by beating those eggs. If you haven't already done so, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment below, it would mean a lot to my channel. Once your egg whites are stiff and they form into peaks, go ahead and set that off to the side. You're going to use that to fold in at the end. Weigh out 450 grams of freshly milled soft white wheat. I advise sifting out the bran. I know a lot of people don't like to do that, but just get out those big pieces. It's going to make a difference in this cake. "14 grams of baking powder. 6 grams salt. I've been using Redmond's real salt and really enjoy that, but on this one I used sea salt. Whisk together to blend. Once well blended, set your dry ingredients off to the side and you'll need another bowl. In a large bowl, add 400 grams of cane sugar. You could use white sugar if you wanted to. Cane sugar is just slightly less processed. I know there's many differing thoughts on how to measure out ingredients, but I really do prefer when it's written in grams, so I love this recipe. I'm going to add a neutral oil. I chose avocado oil, 150 grams. The oil is what is going to keep this cake so moist. So when you see cakes that use only butter, sometimes they tend to be a little bit dry, especially when using fresh milled flour. 85 grams of softened butter. A decent fresh milled flour cake is very hard to come by. Fresh milled flour is very dense, but this one really hit the spot. And now you're going to blend that together. Blend for about 2 minutes, get it really well incorporated. Don't cut short the mixing for 2 minutes when you are creaming your fats and your sugar. This will really make a difference in the end product. 13 grams of vanilla extract. I've been wanting to make my own vanilla extract. If you've ever done that, leave a comment below and let me know how that turned out. I'm using whole wheat sourdough starter here. You could use regular white sourdough starter. It doesn't matter, but just make sure that it is active. So you vet it, it's nice and bubbly, and you need 100 grams of that. Add your starter into your mix and get that blended in. This cake also calls for 242 grams of buttermilk, so you're going to alternate between adding the dry ingredients and the buttermilk, each a little bit at a time. Do not overmix. You do not want to overmix a cake batter. It can make your cake a little tough. Fold in your egg whites. Do this by going straight down the center of the egg whites to the bottom of the bowl, scrape and fold the batter over the top, and continue this so that you are not deflating those egg whites you took your time to beat at the very beginning of this recipe. And that is all there is to the batter. I parchment lined my round cake pans, and then I put a little bit of spray on them, and then divided out my cake batter into each pan. I'm going to bake this at 350 degrees for 25 to 30 minutes until the toothpick inserted comes out mostly clean. As the cake is cooling, go ahead and make whatever frosting you want. The frosting that I used a cup of butter, and make sure that you have it beat up really well so that the rest of your ingredients can go in. And here's what I did. Over medium heat, I did 2/3 cup of cane sugar and 2/3 cup of whole milk, 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, and 2 tablespoons of flour. I cooked that until it just began to bubble and boil, and then I turned the heat off. I let that come to room temperature, and once that was at room temperature, I can make my frosting. This is just our new favorite frosting because it's a little less sweet. There's not a whole bunch of powdered sugar in it. Because this is made with fresh milled flour, the shelf life is much shorter. I would think maybe 3 days at most, but I have to tell you, it is best on day 2. Of course, you can always freeze the slices to enjoy later on. A teaspoon of vanilla extract is added. And there's my frosting. So your cake should be completely cooled. Your frosting is made, and go ahead and frost as you normally would. Now, I haven't tried this cake in a 13 by 9, and that is honestly my favorite way to make a cake. I prefer a 13 by 9 to a round cake, but I thought I would make a round cake because that's what the directions called for. And this is one cake that I know we're going to be making often because everybody asked, when are you making that again? It's moist, it's delicious, it's perfect. I didn't think it was possible to get such a delicious, moist cake using fresh milled flour, but this recipe changed my mind. I hope you're going to give this one a try. It's worth the effort. Thank you for joining me at White Shadow Fare.